Hello, welcome to my YouTube channel, and if you're new here, welcome to this corner where we share a little more details than required. Do not forget to subscribe to this channel because I share a lot of knowledge, and I've been a virtual assistant for almost 4 years. I've been a virtual assistant recruiter for a while. I'm also an online business manager, so I get to hire virtual assistants, so I have a lot of insights to share. Do not forget to subscribe and hit the notification button. And also for this specific video and any other video, really, do not forget to like, do not forget to comment. And when it comes to comments, you can always add anything, whether it's a question that you have for me, whether it's an idea, or maybe just a suggestion that you have for me, or maybe if you want to add something. Okay, at the end of the day, I'm only human. I can't always get everything. So if you watch a video and you feel like there's something you can add, always add it in the comments. Okay, and so this specific video is for those who are looking to start out as VAs. If I were to start out as a virtual assistant, this is what I'd do in 2026. Okay, and unlike in 2022 when I was starting out, in 2026 I'd leverage AI, because one, there is more AI, like there are more AI tools available for free. Okay, and two, they're getting easier and easier to use. Okay, and so I'd pick ChatGPT because of different reasons. Okay, and the first reason is because I find it the easiest to use, and the second is because it has that recording button. Other tools also have, but they're more advanced. So I'd use the recording button on AI, like on ChatGPT, and I'd use it because one, it's easier. Maybe it's just me who loves to talk, but it's also important because it helps me, or rather it will help you if you're using ChatGPT, the recording button, that is, it will help you always hear yourself put out your thoughts. It will help with putting your thoughts across out loud. Okay, so basically just expressing your thoughts. Okay, it helps with that a lot when you're using the recording button. Okay, so I'd use it because at the end of the day, as a virtual assistant, you'll need to get to interviews and you'll need to speak about your services. At the end of the day, you'll need to speak about yourself on those interviews, on those discovery calls. Okay, maybe you might want to even create content someday as a virtual assistant. So that recording button is another way that it can help you improve the skills actually when it comes to ChatGPT. And another beauty of AI is that it's yours, so you can be as honest as you want, as honest as you can be. Okay, and I'll always advise you to be as honest as you can be when it comes to finding out things that you need to grow. Okay, always be as honest, because you'll need strategies and you'll need a way forward that fits the whatever situation. Okay, and so I'm going to start with what I do. The first thing I do is I'd tell it what I do in a day, or maybe in a week, whether it's in my personal life or my professional life. I'll just take it through my week. I'll be honest, I'll tell it every single thing I do. Nothing is useless. Okay, the whole point of this is finding my transferable skills. I'm a strong believer of we don't start from nowhere, especially when it comes to skills. We already have skills that we're applying. Okay, we know more than we think we do. Okay, so I'd tell it every single thing that I do in my personal life and also in my professional life. I'll take it through my week. Okay, and then I'd ask it which skills. I'd ask it in three different ways depending on the results that I want. The first way I'd ask it is which virtual assistant skills do I already have. Okay, remember, I'm finding my transferable skills. Okay, so that I'm not starting from zero. Or the second thing I'd ask it, or rather the second way I'd ask it, is which skills do I have that I can offer remotely. Okay, that is if I don't want to limit myself to being a virtual assistant, I'd ask it which skills can I offer remotely. Okay, and the third way I'd ask it is which skills can I transfer to being a freelancer. Okay, or rather a remote freelancer. Okay, those are already three strong prompts that I can use depending on the results that I want out of ChatGPT. Okay, and so after doing that, I already have skills. The beauty of ChatGPT and all other AIs is that they have a lot of knowledge and they love to give it, just like me. Okay, and so it will give you a lot of skills that you already have. Remember, we're talking about the thing that you told it, the thing that I told it, okay, and so I'd look at that list. Okay, all the skills that it told me I already have. Okay, I'd look at that list and then I'd pick the ones that I'm most confident in. Okay, that I already know I can do. That's where you start. Now you're not starting from zero, you're starting from somewhere. Okay, after I pick out the skills that I'm confident in from the list it gave me, I'm going to go back to it, okay, now with the skills that I already have, the ones I've picked out, and I'm going to ask it which type of businesses generally need these skills, okay, and it's going to give all types of businesses that need the specific skills. And then I'm going to ask it, okay, so these are the skills that I have, and these are the businesses that need the skills. So what problem am I solving for them? Because at the end of the day, these people, they're like the people you're going to approach as a virtual assistant, the people I'm going to approach as a virtual assistant, they don't care about the skills, they care about solving a certain problem. And so I'm going to take the skills that I already have, and I'm going to take the businesses and ask it for the problems I'm solving. Okay, and after that, I'm also going to ask it with these said skills for these said businesses, I'm going to ask it to give me the tools that I need to learn. Okay, now that's where the courses are now coming. Okay, I would not start with a course. That's my whole point for this video. I would not start by taking not a pointless, it was important, but it was very generalized. Okay, I started out with taking a general course on ILX. So this time I'll start with something you already have. Okay, I'll create something out of something instead something out of nothing. It's harder the other way. Okay, and so at this point I already have the tools that I need to learn based on the skills that I already have. Okay, the tools that I need to learn it, because virtual assistant is remotely, or rather whatever prompt you used, you're going to offer these services remotely. Okay, and so I'll learn the tools. I'll just write down the tools. Of course, I'll learn it later. Okay, and now another important thing. Now this is your value proposition. These are things that can help you really sell yourself. Okay, I'd ask it for, that was the whole point of telling it about my personal now, the things I do personally, because that's where it will derive my soft skills. Okay, so that is what I do. At this point, I already have the skills that I can transfer, the transferable skills. I have the businesses that I can transfer these skills with. Okay, I can use this. Okay, I can solve problems for using these skills that I already have. I have the tools that I need to learn. Okay, I have the problems that I'm solving. I have my soft skills. Okay, and then I'd now start pitching to clients. Okay, but before pitching, there's always the resume part, or rather creating the portfolio. I'd start learning the tools, and I'll start creating samples. Okay, and in case I need samples, in case it's skills like graphic design, or rather others that need like virtual, like visuals, visual samples, I'll start practicing as much as I can. Okay, and the importance of practice, always practice. The importance of practice is that it gives you a certain level of confidence. Okay, there is this confidence that comes when you're speaking about things that you actually know how to do. It's unmatched. So I'd start practicing every single day and pick a tool that I'll learn. Okay, and something else I'll start practicing. I'll start, like I mentioned at the beginning of the video, I'll start just making sure, just ensuring that the skills that I have, I can express them verbally. I can look at someone, I can look at a camera and say, this is what I do, this is the person I help, and these are the problems that I solve for this specific person, for this specific business. Okay, and then something else I do is, how can I put this in a really nice way? I'd give myself some grace. I'd not be hard on myself, because I was really hard on myself when I was starting out as a virtual assistant, and I thought a lot of things were my fault, so I would not be hard on myself. So that is what I'd do if I was starting out as a virtual assistant in 2026. Do not forget to share another way that you feel like you as a virtual assistant would start, or maybe do not forget to ask any questions that you have from this video. Do not forget to do a lot of things, really, just anything that you want to include in the comments, and I will see you in my next video. And you can always reach me at admin@dianatieno.com. Okay.